Ecuador grants WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange to political asylum. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has been granted political asylum by Ecuador, the country's Foreign Minister Ricardo Patino confirmed. Also this evening, locked-in syndrome sufferer denied right to die. Most wanted tax dodgers list published by HMRC. And Rihanna tells Oprah she was more concerned about Chris after brutal attack. Good evening. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange has been granted political asylum by Ecuador, the country's Foreign Minister Ricardo Patino confirmed. The announcement is likely to increase tensions between the UK and the South American country, who had been warned that the situation could have serious implications for diplomatic relations. Mr. Assange welcomed the decision, calling it a significant victory, but warned Ecuadorian embassy staff that things will get more stressful now. Mr. Assange entered the embassy in central London 2 months ago in a bid to avoid deportation to Sweden, where he faces sexual assault charges. The Foreign Office said they were disappointed by the decision. Ecuadorian ministers accused the UK of threatening to attack the embassy to arrest Mr. Assange after it emerged that a 1987 law could allow the revocation of a building's diplomatic status if the following power occupying it ceases to use land for the purposes of its mission or exclusively for the purposes of that consular post. Under international law, diplomatic posts are considered the territory of the foreign nation. The Foreign Office said the decision to grant Mr. Assange political asylum would not affect the UK's legal obligation to extradite him to Sweden. Mr. Patino said the Ecuadorian government had lengthy diplomatic talks with the UK, US and Sweden over Mr. Assange. The Foreign Minister said none of the 3 countries could give a guarantee that the WikiLeaks founder would not eventually be extradited to the US. Mr. Patino called for Mr. Assange to be extradited to be guaranteed safe passage to leave the embassy, but the Foreign Office insisted this would not be offered. Mr. Assange and embassy staff packed into a room on the ground floor and listened to the statement. Locked-in syndrome sufferer Tony Nicholson has lost his court battle to have a doctor end his life without fear of prosecution. Victory in the landmark Right to Die case would have altered the UK's murder laws. A second locked-in syndrome sufferer, referred to only as Martin, 47, also lost his challenge to the legal ban on assisted dying. Mr. Nicholson, who was left paralysed by the catastrophic stroke 7 years ago, appealed for a change in the law as he is unable to take his own life. He wanted a doctor who gives him a fatal dose to have a common law defence of necessity against any possible murder charge. But 3 judges at London's High Court unanimously agreed that it would be wrong for the court to depart from the long-established legal position that voluntary euthanasia is murder, however understandable the motives may be. The judges ruled that the current law did not breach human rights and that it was for Parliament, not the courts, to decide whether it should be changed. Shortly afterwards, Paul Bowen, QC, representing Mr. Nicholson, confirmed as expected that he will appeal the High Court ruling. Less than an hour before the judge's verdict was announced, Mr. Nicholson's family launched a petition to support his right to die. A list of the 20 most wanted alleged tax dodgers who are accused of fleeing the UK whilst owing the government millions of pounds has been released this afternoon. Names and pictures of the accused have been published for the first time by Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs (HMRC) in a bid to find them. The list includes Hussein Cohen, 44, who was convicted for his role in a £200 million fraud, part of it which involved importing 2.25 tonnes of tobacco worth £750,000 in duty. He is currently believed to be in Dubai and was given 11 years for smuggling and fraud offences and failing to appear in court. He is also subject to a £33 million confiscation order. Wayne Joseph Hardy, 49, was convicted for manufacturing tobacco products and not paying duty, and was given a 3-year sentence in October 2011. He is believed to be in South Africa. The estimated cost to the taxpayer was £1.9 million. Nasser Ahmed, 40, believed to be in Pakistan or Dubai, was sentenced to 6 years in 2005 for his part in VAT fraud worth £156 million. He fled before verdicts were given and was convicted and sentenced in his absence. These 3 men are among the 20 people whose pictures and details are on the HMRC's Flickr page. Finally, global superstar singer Rihanna opened heart to talk show queen Oprah Winfrey about her relationship with her ex-boyfriend Chris Brown in a surprising tell-all interview. The 24-year-old singer, who was brutally assaulted by Brown 3 years ago, told the talk show host she was more concerned about him after the attack. Pictures at the time of the bruised, bite-marked and bloodied Rihanna caused outrage when they were circulated on the internet. Brown's music was blacklisted by a number of radio stations, and he was sentenced to 5 years probation, 1,400 hours of community service, and was forced to undergo a 53-week domestic violence counselling course. Rihanna told Oprah she felt confused after the attack. She felt that angry, humiliated and dark, but was actually more concerned for the welfare of Chris. Rihanna has reportedly rekindled her romance with Chris recently. The two have been spotted out together after collaborating on a song. Oprah said she had expected Rihanna to be an edgy badass, but she was pleasantly surprised by the singer. The pair enjoyed a tour of Rihanna's home in Barbados and visited the area the singer grew up in. The full interview airs on the Oprah Winfrey Network this Sunday, August the 19th. Coming up on tonight's late news, sales and gales. Our shops continue to take a battering. A consumer report reveals the figures. Please join me for that later, but for now, bye bye.